we try to do on the show is we feature local artists. We get their music out there and get their ideas out there to kind of give them an outlet so they can play their music. If you want to learn more about the shows, check it out on the website, wmnf.org. Click on the programs, and you can find more about Center Stage. So stay tuned for Center Stage.
What do you like to hear on the radio?
And I like to hear nationally syndicated shows that have no connection to my community.
What do you like to hear on the radio?
I like to hear more commercials than music.
These sound bites are fake because we can't really find anybody who likes commercial radio stations.
I like to hear the same songs just over and over again.
Keep it tuned in to 88.5. We have all kinds of music, and we care more about what you want to hear than what some corporation wants us to play. WMNF 88.5, listener-supported radio, as it should be.
All right, and there you go. That is how it should be. So we got BANIC in here. BANIC is actually is Nick.
Yes.
Welcome. Thanks for coming in tonight.
Thanks
I appreciate
it.
I wanted to ask you, BANIC. Can you explain the name for me? Where did that come from?
Well, BANIC came from an old band I used to hang out with. It was called Bird and Fly. Some of the members have gone on to other things like The Human Condition, Have Gun Will Travel, and Bubba Hubba and The Red. But when that band was together, we just toured around Florida together. I was basically like the roadie, security, anything they needed, I did for them.
Yeah, like help them get set up and stuff.
Oh, yeah. And
handle all the groupies.
I was single. And what it was is they used to always call me Big Ass Nick.
Okay.
And then it one day turned into Big Ass Nick in Charge. And that became BANIC.
BANIC. So it's a natural progression for that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, very cool. Well, we have you in here tonight because you just released an EP on your website, which is, what's the website?
BANICmusic.com.
BANICmusic.com. So you can check out the website and check out the EP. All done in his in-home studio. It's a 5-track EP. We're going to hear a cut from that starting off in just a few seconds here. Cigarettes and Coffee is the name of the song. And if you want to learn more about it, of course, just go to his website. Do you want to introduce the song at all, like as far as the inspiration behind it, or do you think it's just...
Well, yeah, the actual inspiration about it is at the time I was living with a couple of friends, right out of high school, and didn't really like living there and was kind of down on my luck and walked into a Denny's, drank some coffee about 2:00 in the morning, was smoking. Well, that's when you could smoke in a restaurant.
Yeah, I think you can still smoke in Denny's, can't you? Well, you should be able to anyway. It's Denny's, for crying out loud.
Yeah, no one's in there. But I was sitting there drinking my coffee and smoking my cigarettes, and I just started thinking about what was happening with my life at that time. And then I just started writing, and the third verse, like some crap song came on the radio or the plate PA, and that's where that came from, was me thinking of, wow, that song really sucks, and I need to write a better one.
Right.
So I just wrote that song, and it became this.
Very cool, man. All right, let's hear that. Cigarettes and Coffee. This is off of Blue Butterfly, which is the name of the EP.
Yes.
And you can find out more about the website. We're going to hear more from BANIC, from Nick, when we come back, so stay tuned.
It's sometime in the mid-morning. I sit alone with my cigarettes and coffee. The waitress fills my cup of life again, but it doesn't wake me from my dream. I have no place to call home. I have no place to lay my worries down. The place where I lay is not my home. It's just another hole where I stay. Some pop sensation plays on the radio. There's no soul, just cheap harmony. My guitar lays cold in my bed while I listen to this shit burn my lungs. Fill my cup of coffee one more time. So I can stay awake in this nightmare. Light my cancer stick one more time. So I can breathe my last breath. I did not sign up for this life, but I will manage till my cup is empty and my cigarette is burnt away.
Very cool. All right, I got to ask you on that because obviously there's a sharp change in there from the electric kind of twangy thing to the acoustic. So what's the story behind that?
Well, the story behind that was the original concept. If I actually had a band,
right, which
I don't
yet.
Yes, yet, and. The original concept of the song was to have like a kind of like an, I hate to mention bands, but like a Nirvana, like an alternative beginning, and just flip it around and turn it into country.
Okay.
And so with what I had, I decided to do with the distorted guitar and then just go into an acoustic guitar, go back to basics. And also the other reason I did it was because the first song on the album is all acoustic. So I wanted it to go in a full circle. So if you're listening to on repeat, it just goes in a circle.
Okay. So there's no end, like a 360 type thing.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Now, because you toured, you like did the roadie stuff for those guys,
right? Starting
out, like you said. I want to ask you as far as like a confidence level, because obviously you've decided, hey, I can do this. You know, pick up the guitar, learn how to play the guitar, and then just get your ideas on paper. As far as a confidence level goes, and I know you haven't played in front of a lot of folks yet,
right?
But obviously getting it on the radio, you know, selling an album online, where do you draw your confidence for that? Like, is it something where you just kind of blindly say, all right, I'm just doing this, whatever, or does it get you? I mean, where's the nerves go when you like say when you're actually putting your ideas out there, and you're saying this is my song, this is my emotion for you.
Yeah. So basically, well, to say where I got the confidence to do this, is basically I'm 30 now, and I haven't released anything.
We have now.
Yeah, I have, and it was a few different things. One, I wrote these songs years ago, about 10 years ago, and I never released them. And I always said I'm going to release them. So it was more of like I'm ending this chapter, and now it's going to move. I don't know where I'm going to go now. I basically have a clean canvas to paint with, and we're just going to hear. Whatever moves me is what the next album will be. Another thing that really has got me was I have two daughters, and one really wants to be a singer. So she always sees me play. She wants me to play the guitar. She always wants to hear me play. So I'm like, all right, if she wants to be a musician, I got to show her how to be a musician. So now I've started to start being a musician instead of just being a 9-to-5er.
Okay. Well, so in that respect, then, where do you see this going? I know you say you kind of have a blank canvas. Is the dream to just kind of play bars around town, or is the dream to do like? Because I know some bands will go on local tours. Like, are you hoping maybe if you get like another album out, more songs written down? Is that the dream, or is the dream actually like grandiose?
Well, of course, everybody wants to be the grandiose, and local people here, of course, want to do sell out Ray J.
Right.
But I've kind of almost not given up, but like not aspired to that. I'm not wanting to. That's not my main goal. My main goal now is to make music and release it and see what people think about it. And like you said, go around. I will be happy with that. Going around just the state of Florida and playing my songs. If it just gets my voice, it gets my songs out there, and I get to play, all for it.
Right.
If I don't make it like a long national tour, I'm okay with that. I just want to have my voice heard.
That's cool, man, and it's refreshing too. Also, and speaking of having your voice heard, we are going to go into another track.